Okay, my name is Marisol. I'm a nursing student. What else? Sorry. Oh, I'm a junior currently, and my favorite animal is the elephants. Love them. They're so cute.
Wait, are they answering 5? Marisol's like, I'm eating my tea alone or drinking my tea alone.
I don't even like tea.
My name is Alejandra. I am a senior, graduating in May.
Look at you.
Finally. Woo-hoo. I shouldn't say finally, I'll be really sad because I love this place. I am a global studies major with a support in community leadership and development. Favorite animal, I thought about this last time. I think last time I said baby pandas. Yeah, because they're so cute. I follow them on Instagram. But it's a close tie with baby otters. Which are also equally as cute. Tea party guests. I think right now I'm really into the Stranger Things kids, so I think they'd be fun to have a tea party with.
Rock on, I love those answers. So I should probably introduce myself as well. My name is Kim Otzelberger, media design major with a focus in film, so hopefully you'll see my name at those end credits or as a one-woman comedy, but we'll see. I'm a senior as well, graduating in May. And my favorite animal is a panda, specifically because they have a good body style. Okay, but welcome to the student panel. So the first question on the debate is, how was the transition from letter grades to feedback?
All right. In high school, I was a high achieving student. I lived off those A's, A pluses, 100%, It's what gave me that motivation. So coming here, it was a little bit of a rough transition at first because I felt like I was lacking that motivation, that drive to get that A 100% kind of stuff. But it wasn't really until I got my first extensive feedback that I was like, oh, this is what I need in my life. Because getting those grades and that check mark off that test, I immediately forgot everything that I just wrote down on that test the next day. And with this feedback, I was told exactly where I can improve. And that also was a little rough at first. It was like, really, I need to improve? But you grow into it and you're like, dang, thank you for pointing that out for me because I really appreciate it. So yeah, that was my transition.
Okay, so for me, it was a lot smoother. I wasn't an A student. I was more of a B and C student, so it was okay. But I really like the feedback. I think it helps me a lot. I've become a way better writer and speaker because of it. Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I can't say it enough. But it's really interesting because you think you're doing something so right, and you've been doing it for the longest, and then you get it back, and it's like, oh no, I can do that better. So I really like it.
I came in as a non-traditional student, so I'm 30 years old. And coming in back to school after the workplace, the transition was really easy because that's how it is in the workplace. You get feedback. And what I especially like about Alverno is that it also allows you the opportunity to reflect. So after your assignments, you also do self-reflections. And that really helps with gaining that accountability that is essential in the workplace. When you go into your career, you need to be able to learn to do that. So I really appreciated that. I feel like I've really developed my skills when it comes to that, and it's been really helpful.
Thank you, good answers. So discuss a time where you feel like you used one of the eight, my mic's quieter than y'all, sorry. One of the 8 Alverno abilities in real life, so outside of the school setting. So maybe in a workplace or internship, at home.
I think I use almost all of them, but communications and problem solving are a huge one. So just knowing how to solve problems and with others, even when new information is given to you suddenly, was a huge one for me. And communication, so learning how to tell someone the because you can word things a certain way, but it won't come out saying what you actually meant to say. So that's been a huge one, communicating with other people, so learning how to say things in a specific way that won't get misinterpreted or like in details. I don't know if that's making sense. But it's, yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like I use them every day. Not just in the classroom, but at home, in my personal life, and at work. The biggest one I think that has made the biggest difference in my life is the global perspective one. It really just, since my freshman year, it has helped me see things and approach things differently and really just consider other people's views on things and other people's experiences, which makes, it just makes those social interactions a lot easier and a lot more approachable.
Transition off of social interaction. Social interaction is one of our abilities. You will have a social interaction assessment in your first semester. So basically you'll learn about all of like the great behaviors of social interacting, and that's like having a group discussion, trying to solve challenges as a group. So you learn the good behaviors and the bad behaviors of social interaction, and then you have to solve a problem as a team. So that was a really cool way of learning about social interaction and like all the different components of like doing problem solving as a group. But that is something that I've definitely used outside of Alverno, especially interacting with other coworkers or even my parents. It's like, they're displaying a blocking behavior. They're probably also going through something else that I don't really know about. So it's kind of like giving me that knowledge of like identifying things with other people. Yeah.
I like that when y'all are done, y'all go. I'm like, oh, they're ready. Okay, so let's transition a little bit from like the grading system and like the abilities to no boys, just for Sophia. So all of our classes are full of women. So how has that affected you through your education?
I didn't notice it. You don't notice a guy on campus until you see a guy on campus, which is really odd to say because they really stick out.
Not to interrupt you, but there one is.
Yes.
Don't break the fourth wall, Kim.
But I didn't notice it until I saw someone walking by. Because you do eventually see guys on campus, like weekend college, because they do take upper classes, masters. But you don't really notice it. At least I didn't. So I don't know about you guys.
I love it. And I think if anything, I really took advantage of it, or I take advantage of the fact that we're all women. I think we're better at listening and working together. Because now in the workplace, I find that men interrupt me a lot. Yeah, and it's like, but because of the experiences here, I have like that courage to say, excuse me, I'm not done yet, you know? But I'm really gonna miss having classrooms full of women.
It's gotten to the point for me that I'll go out into like everyday world and I'll be like, oh, men exist? Like I had to go to a career fair because I was looking for an internship, and I walked in and there was also like college guys. I was like, oh, it's this kind of career fair. I really do love it. I mean, it's kind of what Marisol was saying, is that you really don't notice it at first until there's other males around. And it's a positive empowerment environment, and you're just gonna feel like you fit right in and that you're comfortable and that you're able to speak up and speak out.
Y'all didn't look at me that time. Y'all went, now I don't know if you're ready. Okay, so in what ways does Alverno support you individually?
I was to say every single way possible. Financially, Alverno has been a great support. Emotionally, I've been able to turn to my Alverno sisters and friends that are staff and faculty as well. Educationally, like faculty, I have no problem reaching out to them at like odd hours for help, like if I don't understand one of the assignments. Yeah, I mean, Alverno has become my home, and it really is that place where you just, I mean, it's 6 o'clock and I'm still here, so I think that's very telling of how welcoming and supportive Alverno is.
I agree. Alverno is my second home. I'm here most of the time. I'm from Illinois, so it's kind of a ways away. But it is definitely a very welcoming environment, I would say. And I do live on campus, so I just love being in the dorms. I love everyone who is in the dorms, all the experiences that you get, and you see people from a lot of different backgrounds, so you get that perspective as well. But they have helped a lot in every way possible, I can say that.
I have a more specific example. I'm hoping to study abroad this upcoming semester, and in order to do that, I was going to fill out some travelship applications, but I really didn't know what would be the best way of going about it, what I should be researching, and so immediately after I asked for more information about the travelships, they're like, come meet with me if you need any more information. So I was able to meet with the person that was like in charge of coordinating the travelships, as well as like another professor that was able to give me insight of like what I should be researching. And then I also have to partner with one of my faculty members in my program in order to create this research project. So like the response was immediate. They're like, let me help you. And that is just one example of many that I've had.
And either, the key thing is to like,
Ask for that help. People here want to help you, but they're not going to know how if you don't ask them.
thank you. So now I'm going to open it up to all of y'all. I do have more questions on my paper, but of course, I want to make sure your questions get answered. So is there anyone that has anything they would like to ask the panelists? It can be weird. It can be about our showers. It can be about where we like to hang out on campus. It doesn't have to be serious. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to turn back around, and I want to see at least 2 hands. Yes, oh my gosh. Homegirl in the back was like, ah. Okay, here I come. Do you for real have a question? I don't want you to feel guilty.
Oh no.
Okay, I got you.
You
Wait.
guys have lunch here, right?
No, we start. So the question on the base.
Like that. I know you guys eat.
Can y'all discuss Hudson's and food on campus and maybe some of the off-campus events where they take students to go try new foods?
So for the off-campus events, we have student activities who does foodie adventures. So that basically is where they take us to different restaurants and we try food from different places. So like different cultures, different backgrounds, we try those foods. And it's also free, so it's amazing. But with Hudson's on campus, they're open fairly early, like 7:30 until 10, I believe, during the weekdays.
Gotta get that breakfast. Yeah.
Yes.
Breakfast is bomb.
That's my favorite
Yeah,
meal
me
of theirs
too.
is breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And they have different varieties of food. So like during breakfast, you can order an omelet on the grill. You can get what they already have. You can get cold stuff. And then during lunch, they have several different stations open. So we have like a substation, the salad bar, soups, salad, the grill. We have a around the world station.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to bring in different flavors from around the world. So sometimes there will be like a stir fry tacos. Oh, Euros. Euros, not gyros, Euros. It's okay, we're learning here. We're learning. Yeah.
So you guys can load it up on your car, your ID or something?
Oh, so how the meal plan works is if you live on campus, you automatically have to have a meal plan. You can have meal plan A through C, as a first year student, you have to have meal plan A, which is the largest, just so that you learn how to budget that. So meal plan A like makes sure that you can eat 3 meals a day. And then you kind of just like, I know that other colleges have like points and like coins that they use to like, oh, you can go in and then grab whatever food you want and then that's it. But here it's more of like McDonald's. Like you walk up, you order, and it's gonna be like $5 and then you have to pay for that $5, and if you want any more, you have to go up, order $5, you know? But that's all coming off your meal card if you live on campus. If you live off campus, then it's gonna be, you can have a meal plan, you can figure that out with financial aid. Otherwise it's gonna be cash or card.
Any other questions?
Just to add on the food, I love Hudson's. They have their breakfast sandwiches are like the best, and I'm always here early for them. But if you're a commuter, I'm a commuter, I also either pack a lunch, or there are lots of really great local restaurants within like near distance, so you won't be late for your class that you can stop at. Like there's always a taco truck I pass on my way here that I'll stop at before I come to school, so those are also options.
Any other questions? Oh. Here, let me give you the mic. Oh, are you like now you're not about your question?
No, I
Do you maybe want to like tell me and then now? Okay.
No, I just was really more focused on events that, like, what are your favorite events? What are the clubs that are around?
So my my favorite event just happened. It's casino night. It happens during homecoming week, and it's a free event. It's family friendly. All of our events are free. Yeah, and I think you guys can talk more about like the student activities and stuff. But you basically, it's like the cafeteria, the commons becomes like a casino, but you don't have to put any money down. You get low tickets. It's a great way to. My kids love it. Like our son is like a pro at poker now, and then there's like a raffle so you can win prizes. That's my favorite event, and it's open for students and alums. Other than that, as far as student organizations goes, we have so many to choose from. I started Youth Empowered in the Struggle here at Alverno. It's a social justice student organization. We focus on inclusive issues that affect our students, our community, our cities, our state. It's part of a wider organization called Voces de la Frontera, which is an advocacy group here in Milwaukee. They advocate for workers and immigrant rights. I actually got the job as the Yes Lead Youth organizer there. So it was really cool to like incorporate, you know, the things that I was practicing here at Alverno and then use that to get a job that pays me a salary and gives me benefits.
My favorite events are the foodie adventures, and also the student activity does trips to Chicago. So I love those. I can only window shop, but it's okay. I love it.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you that there's events every Wednesday night. It's gonna be stuff like comedians, singer-songwriters. We had a mentalist 2 weeks ago. Weird, very weird, but very cool. And all those Wednesday night events are free and they're open for your family, and of course all students and alums. And then my favorite event, oh my goodness, they take us to go see musicals or plays every semester. I got to go see West Side Story for free, y'all. They transported us. It was amazing. That's my favorite events by far. Like I saw Guys and Dolls, In the Heights. And then as far as like student activities, I'm part of our Gay Straight Alliance, film club, ABLE, which is Alverno Business Leaders Empowered. And then of course there's a plethora of organizations, so like Psych Forum, I think Green Team is coming back.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Circle K, which is like your community service group. So like I said, there's many more, but those are some that are off the top of my head.
Oh, and the Alverno Drag Show.
Okay, so the Gay Straight Alliance puts on a yearly drag show in the spring semester, so y'all can come check it out before you even come here if you want. It's gonna be in April.
Are you posting anything?
So fun fact, everyone, if you think I'm funny, I host a drag show every year. It's kind of been tradition since I started as a freshman. So totally come check that out. That is open to the public, so watch for postings about that. I also wanted to bounce off, a bunch of y'all mentioned that we take students off campus. I don't know about y'all, but if I don't have to worry about parking, if I don't have to drive, like sign me up. Like my name is first on the list. Like take advantage of all of these trips because you can't go see a musical without having to worry about driving to Milwaukee. Like this just doesn't happen, so take advantage. Okay. Is there something you'd like to add, Marisol? I feel like you're talking with a panelist.
So, does anybody plan on living on campus? Oh, so a good amount. So, we have a rec room in the dorms or the residence halls where there's 3 events held every week for students to go to. So like movie nights, game nights, things like that. And you guys are more than welcome to go and bring your friends as well. So, yeah.
Rock on.
Yes,
So,
I am also the rec room program manager.
yeah, look at you go.
Yes. So any ideas, let me know.
So we are just about to wrap up our panel. So before y'all go, I have one more question for y'all, so get ready. Sophia and Danny passed out the little analysis trading cards, so make sure you grab one of those. So next door, there is going to be a presentation about financial aid. So that's the free application for federal student aid. So if you want to attend that, for sure, swoop over there. And then in Alum Hall, there's going to be a session in Spanish. So if you'd also like to attend that, if you have a larger group, maybe split up or choose which one you'd like to go to. So now, are you ready for the final question? What made you choose Alverno College?
I couldn't stop coming back here. I feel like I've told a couple of you this, but like I would tour, I would tour and then I'd come back and then I'd like come to preview days and overnight visits and class visits. I just couldn't stop and I lived 2.5 hours away. So that was a big deal for me. And every single time I got chills and I'd leave and I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to go back. And so that was like a big like, oh, I'm just getting chills talking about it. That was a big like, oh, I need to come here because this feels like home.
For me, it was more so class sizes. I came from a really big high school. Like my graduating class was 900 students. Yeah. But for me, it was the class sizes. So I went from having 30 students in my class to a max of like 20. So that was a huge deal for me. I didn't want to sit in a lecture hall. I wanted more personal time with the professors. So that was big.
I don't know where to start. Free parking, big one. Not having to leave the building when it's raining out, another big win. But I think the biggest one, so my best friend graduated from Alverno twice. She got her bachelor's and she went to grad school here. And just seeing like how much it has helped her like in her career was a big selling point for me. Knowing the Alverno sister network as well, that it's out there, it's pretty amazing when I think it was like around freshman year, I was looking for an apartment nearby, and then I told her like, oh, I'm gonna go to Alverno. She's like, I graduated from there, you get first dibs if you want this apartment. So like when you say to a woman that you are at Alverno or graduated from Alverno, like there's an instant sisterhood connection. And I think that's really important after graduation, and then you have that opportunity to network for bigger opportunities.
Thank you, panelists. Let's give them a round of applause. So again, that concludes the student panel. So if you'd like to listen to a presentation about undecided majors or what you can do if you're unsure, direct me. It's going to be in this room. You need to phone a friend sometimes. If you want to listen to the presentation about financial aid, it's going to be next door. And in Alum Hall, there's going to be a presentation in Spanish. So have a great rest of your night.